You can be alone and have access to a phone like this and communication, but there's human interaction that's required as well. And some people just don't have that. Let's take a question here. I want to see what you all think. Remember, if you want your question featured here on the show, answer one of those question prompts on Instagram, the Swolenormous channel, and also anywhere time you see a clip, you could just drop, even on any video, you can do a hashtag Ask Papa Swolio and potentially be featured because we can search comments and search for those hashtags. So drop the hashtag anywhere, Ask Papa Swolio, for a chance to be featured. This is from Instagram, Michelle, not Sarah. What up? Maybe you're watching live. I know you do often. I teach online all day. I eat well and exercise, which helps, but I felt isolated and alone. So this is obviously something that many people around the country and the world have felt in 2020. I think 2020 has had the most people feeling alone in a long time. So we are more connected than ever, but we are also more disconnected because you can be alone and have access to a phone like this and communication, but there's human interaction that's required as well. And some people just don't have that. Some people don't have a close relationship with anyone. Some people aren't married or don't have an intimate relationship, like they might live alone. I'm just saying, I'm not sure about Michelle's situation, but it depends on who you're with. And even if you're with your family, a lot of people had to go home or stayed home to take care of their parents or whatever. But just because you're around a lot of people doesn't mean you don't feel alone. So if you're a part of the Swole fam and you plug into websites and pages and, the Daily Swole podcast, and that's why we're all here. And that's why we've been crushing it in 2020 and nothing has changed and nothing will change. And we're still going forward every single day. You have to weather the storm. You have to be a buoy. You have to be adaptable, but we have to go up and down with the tide. We have to go up and down. We have to adjust. We have to fluctuate. We have to go in the breeze because there's a lot of stuff that we all can't control. I think 2020, if anything, taught us all that we can't control a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are out of our control. So drop a comment down below what your suggestion is or what your experience is, because she didn't really ask a question. It's more like a statement. It's more like a statement like, hey, I teach online all day, but I felt isolated and alone. So it's obviously she's online. Obviously she's on Instagram, but that's why it's important to practice your meditation, practice your brain gains, make sure that you have your schedule, you have your routine. And it could be you're teaching on, and here's what I'm just trying to extrapolate from this limited statement. Teaching online all day. That's something that I do. I'm doing it all the time, making content all the time. I'm voicing my opinion, doing commentary, educating, doing content for Swolenormous X, doing the podcast, audio experience, all the other stuff. I'm always posting content, always putting my voice out there. But when I'm not doing that, I'm always absorbing information. I'm not watching YouTube videos per se, but I'm listening to podcasts. I'm reading books. I'm thinking. I'm having conversations with my people. So I think it could also be something where you're not feeding yourself emotionally, but also psychologically, also educationally. And when you're teaching all the time and you're giving, I would turn the lens or turn the focus onto yourself for self-care. And that's what a lot of people don't do when they are in a teaching mode. They're in a position where, of course, this year, teaching online has gone through the roof because everyone had to teach online. So people that have never taught online before are now teaching primarily online. Maybe they never go back. So that can be a whole new experience when you're just doing a lot and you're trying to compensate for not being able to be somewhere in person. And then you're not getting that physical interaction and you're always giving. So you're draining your cup, you're pouring. And we know 7 pillars, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't pour from an empty cup. And that's what the recovery is all about. And that's what community is all about. That's what the Swole fam and that's what the 7 pillars are all about. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. There you go, Amanda. Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup. So if your cup is empty, what are you going to do? You got to fill that shit. And how do you fill your cup? You got to take care of yourself. And if you're not taking care of yourself, well, you're going to drain. You're not going to have anything to, if you're not filling your own cup, you're going to have nothing to give. So you have to take care of yourself and you have to focus on yourself. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but you have to do your best. And that's why meditation is important. Going within, making sure you have your routine. You're focusing on your fitness, focusing on your nutrition. You have your community online. You just have to look at this through a different lens. It might not be ideal. Maybe you're a real in-person people person. Doesn't mean you can't have your online community. Still got to surround yourself, still got to be absorbing information that doesn't suck. You have to be listening to people and reading things and absorbing content or not, but it has to be positive. It has to be adding to your life. Most people just need a stronger filter. You need to hang around with less people that suck.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.